Just wanted to show you some more of the process on these journals. I am coffee dyeing just some lightweight copy paper. I'm using a doily, spraying the coffee on it, and then lifting it up for a relief. And then I'm also pressing the doily down on paper to the excess coffee to rub off on it and make a print. So I do this with several different papers, and these are the papers that I'm going to use for the inside of one of my journals. I let them dry, and then I ironed them and folded them and sewed them into the journal. And now I'm going to just embellish and add some things to go into this journal. I'm adding some of that leftover tissue paper from the cover on a circle cut out of a postcard, and I'm going to use this to tuck into a corner pocket. Just using pieces of paper that I have accumulated over time um, from one project or another, and putting some double back sticky tape on these and adding a pocket on the corner of this front page. I have some old drafting paper that was in a stack of stuff that my mom gave me, and I'm using that here as a flip up, somewhere that you could write, and I'm stamping on it a fern print. Next, I'm going to use some banana paper that I bought at a garage sale, and I'm just going to tape this in for another place to make notes or journal or, whatever. I'm cutting out a piece from a magazine for a top tuck where you could stick something up in there and tuck it up in there. The next thing I'm going to do is rip this photo in half and glue it on top and on bottom. I made a little notebook out of some pages from a knitting magazine that someone gave me, and I'm putting it in with some linen tape and clipping the tape so that you can open it all the way. This is another little bit that's left over from another project. It's just a strip of sheet music with tissue paper Mod Podged to the inside of it so you'd have a place to write, and I'm just adding that in. I'm going to put some more tissue on another circle and then add blank to the back side of it so that you'll have a place to journal on. I'm going to cut that out and glue that in. Using the other side of that piece of foil paper, I'm making another pocket tuck. And then I'm just using an old business card that I coffee dyed and going to use that as a tuck. More banana paper with a linen tape attachment. And now I'm going to move on to another journal, and I've got some old computer paper here that was my mom's, and I'm spraying it with avocado dye. and I made just like a template so it makes some lines, which is kind of nice when you're writing in a journal. And I'm doing, again, both ways, a relief, and then whatever's left on the stencil, I'm placing it down on another piece of paper so that it makes another print. I'm going to continue to do that until I have enough for my journal. These are some papers that I avocado dyed with plants, using them as a relief and prints, and I'm adding those to a little small adorable little journal. I'm going to use some tape to reinforce so that when I sew those pages in, they'll have something solid to hold on to and not just the old book binding, which, you know, over time just deteriorates and gets weakened. So I'll grab those papers and put them in and sew them in and have the most darling little journal. Thanks for hanging out with me today and watching these processes.